Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Just Experience 2020. Before we get started, here are some of the housekeeping rules. Please take note that this event will be recorded. The recording will be sent to all attendees latest by tomorrow. If you have any question, please type in the Q&A box and we will answer them either during or end of each session. Kindly complete the feedback form towards the end of the webinar and please indicate in the form whether you would like the slides to be emailed to you. We will also be randomly picking up 3 lucky participants to win prep voucher. Be sure to fill out the feedback form at the end of the session. Good morning, everybody. We are excited to have you here with us today. Before we begin our webinar session, let's play a game. Are you ready to have some fun and win Grab voucher worth $20? As you can see in the screen, you can log in to kahoot.it or scan the QR code. For best experience, you can use your mobile phone to play the game and refer to the questions on your computer screen. So as you can see in the screen, you can just type www.kahoot.it and you can just enter the game pin 4873535. Let's just give it a few minutes so that we can have more players in this game. All right, anyone else joining us? Yes, we still have players that's joining us. So you can just type www.kahoot.it and just enter the game pin 4873535. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. The first question, when was Just Login founded? So we have 4 answers here, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2003. So as mentioned earlier, for your best experience, you can use your mobile phone to play the game and refer to the question on your computer screen. Yes, the accurate answer is the year 2000. For your information, Just Login is currently celebrating our 20th year anniversary. So let's go to next. So AK is leading the game. So let's go to the next question. The second question will be, how many modules does Just Login offer? So we have 4 answers here, 3 modules, 6 modules, 7 modules, or 8 modules. So the accurate answer is 6 modules. Just Login offers 6 modules from the range of payroll, leave, clock, expense, benefit, and also people. All right, KE took over the game. So let's go to the next question. So this should be, who invented the internet? Everyone is using internet currently. So what's your answer for this? So the correct answer is Tim Berners-Lee. He actually invented the internet in the year of 1989. So let's go to the next question. right, Michelle. Next one. When was the first GPS satellite was launched? So this is interesting. So we have from the year of 1973, 1978, 1993, and the year of 2000. So the correct answer is 1978, and it was initially launched for military purposes only. Okay. So Richard took over. So the last question. How many speakers do we have in today's event? So do we have 11 speakers, 12 speakers, 13 speakers, or 14 speakers? All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you get the right answer. And we have 11 speakers. So please be sure to stay till the end, everyone. So congratulations, PL. And the second winner will be DP. And the first will be Richard. Okay, congratulations to all our top 3 winners. You just won a Grab voucher worth $20. To claim your prize, kindly screenshot your main page and email it to us at info@justlogin.com, and our team will get back to you. All right, thank you everyone for participating in our game session. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Just Login, we would like to welcome all of you to Just Experience 2020. Today, we are delighted to share with you how we will enhance your Just Login experience from different perspectives, such as user experience, customer experience, and also employee experience. We highly appreciate you for making time in joining us today. We assure you that the program we have lined up today will be fruitful and engaging. To start off the program, it is with great pleasure to have Casey, the CEO and founder of Just Login, to deliver the welcome address, and Casey will also be sharing with us the future of Just Login. Casey, over to you.
Good morning, and thank you for being with us this morning. We have many exciting stuff to share with you today. For a start, in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to share with you 3 new products that we have developed recently. This is a very memorable photo for me. It was taken at Pan Pacific Hotel in February 2000. Immediately after our launch of the company and the launch of the first HR cloud software. So 14 years after that, we have been the only players in the market. It was, looking back, it was not a bad decision, except that we were probably a bit too early for the time. And in 2014, another player coming to the market, and it was a good thing as we have more people to educate the company, the customers, about the benefits of cloud software. And in recent years, there have been more new entrants into this market. So this is also a testimony that this model is here to stay. In fact, in recent days, I've not seen any customers or prospects who are looking for on-premise software. Cloud seems to be the only way they are looking for. And the COVID this year has changed things. It is bad. COVID is bad for everything, but the only good thing that I've seen out of this is that it has transformed the economy on a global scale. Especially for HR. Imagine if your payroll software is in your office and you have to work from home, or imagine that you have to print payslips from home when your employees are working from home. Or imagine if the employees have to file their expense or leave applications on paper forms. So these are some of the reasons that companies have realized the benefits of cloud software. And COVID also has brought on 3 challenges. Number one is that we now need to take temperature. It's part of MOM regulations. We need to have records or evidence that we have implemented such safe measures. And the other thing is employees are required to do safe entry submission even when coming to office. And number 3 is that there's no more handshakes. So what do we do with name cards when we meet our business partners? And last but not least is the fingerprint readers that we have at the door to come into the office. I think some of you might have fingerprint or other things. And that is actually a hotbed for virus. So we set up to look for solutions to address these challenges. And we've been looking for like a thermometer that is integrated with a mobile device. And fortunately, we found a partner who has built such a device that is Android-based that allows us to put our mobile apps into the device and take temperature at the same time. So now this is the device we are going to see. So let's have a quick look at the demo.
SafeClock is an all-in-one contactless temperature scanner, door access, and employee attendance solution to help you transition your employees back to the workplace safely. Employees can clock in and out of work daily via facial recognition. Their timings and temperatures are automatically captured in a split second and sent into your online portal in real time. The device detects high temperatures and will send administrators an alert via email or push notification if any employee is running a fever. SafeClock can also protect your workplace by acting as a door access. You can configure access based on registered faces, body temperature, and even detection of masks. Unregistered visitors will still have their photo, temperature, and time of entry recorded in your online portal for contact tracing purposes. It is easy to register employees on SafeClock. Simply tag the unregistered user photo to an employee. Employees' clock timing on the device will be reflected in attendance reports to track working hours and overtime. Create multiple shifts easily to manage staggered hours or split shifts. SafeClock is also integrated back to Just Login's full suite of HR applications, allowing you to seamlessly manage employee payroll, leave, attendance, and expenses, even when you work from home. In Singapore, you can also integrate your work premises safe entry QR code on the device to allow employees and visitors to easily check in and out of safe entry. Clock in to work safely with SafeClock by Just Login.
So as you have seen, this is not just any temperature taking device that you have seen at the shopping mall or office building. It is fully integrated with our HR software. You are able to control and monitor on the web. For instance, this is the web configuration that you can change any settings on the device remotely on the web. Things that you can change like the greeting messages, the temperature threshold, the default could be 37.5, you can change it to 37.2 or 38. And what kind of greeting message you want to say. The next enhancement or features that we have done to address the challenges of COVID is our popular mobile app. On the left is our time clock app that employees use to clock in and out. So what we've done is immediately after you do a clock in, it will prompt you to do safe entry submission automatically without the need to scan QR code. Let's have a look. Now he's doing a clocking. And immediately after clocking, you'll be prompted to submit the safe entry. It's just seamless. Next is, how can we make the whole journey an excellent experience for the employees? That we can to integrate temperature taking, door access, safe entry submission, as well as clocking at the same time. So let's have a look at this video that we have taken at our office. So employee is coming to work, do a facial recognition to identify herself, take temperature is okay, then the door opens. And that's it, just within seconds. And at the back end, safe entry is submitted by API call. And then the employee will get a push notification that the safe entry has been submitted. So this is the kind of experience that we want to give it to our customers and employees. The last thing about COVID products that we have worked on is this QR visit card. We know that these days we don't shake hands. I think I've not shake hands of anybody for the last 6 months or so. But we still have to meet business contacts, especially soon as we open up. And what do we do when we meet with business contacts? We can't change business cards because business cards may also pass the virus along. So we came up with this idea to provide this QR business card, which is part of our mobile app. And we'll pull the data from the HR systems in terms of your destination, your contact, your email, etc. So when the employee, you can show it to the contact and they can scan the QR code and get your contact. Let's have a look. So this is your contact on the mobile app, and you touch this, you are going to show your photo with the QR code. And your business contact can just scan it, and right away it's saved onto their contact. So this is another innovation that we have worked on to provide the best experience for the employees. The next thing I want to talk about is the financial wellness for employee. We know that in Singapore, there are probably 3 out of 10 employees do not own a credit card because the financial limit is $30,000 a year in order to qualify. And for foreign workers, probably many of them do not own any credit card because the limit is even higher at $40,000 a year. But you need cards these days to take Grab, to order food, to order grocery and things like that. So what we are doing is we are working with a partner to provide debit cards to any employee who need one. What is unique about this debit card is it's a virtual card. If you choose not to have a physical card, and you can use it to spend money, to buy things online, and it's more secure in a way that the security code, the CVV, is generated dynamically on the fly. And we can also transfer the salary to this card so that you can have the money there to spend and to remit money home. So let's have a look at this. So it's just log into the app with a card, view your card number, generate the CVV you're going to purchase online. You can transfer money to another card holders. For this case, transfer $200 to Ravi. And then you can view your transaction history on the app. And you can see that there's a salary credit to this account. So in summary, this card allows you to transfer payroll into the card if you choose to, and the employee can then use that to spend money online, take Grab, or remit money home, or transfer money, or withdraw money at the ATM. And the other challenge we are trying to solve for HR is the payroll payment processing time. I think 90% of the customers we have are using Gyro to pay their employee. But it takes typically 2 to 3 business days for the bank to process the payment. So it adds on to the stress of the HR people, because if they are late, for some reason pay run is late, the payment may be delayed, especially on a Friday. And if payment is delayed, employee is going to come to them and say, hey, I need money to pay rent and my stuff, where's my pay? So you also add pressure to the stress to the employee. So the solution we have is to allow companies, our customers, to be able to pay their employee instantly. Don't need to wait for 2-3 days, just minutes. This is how it works. Basically, with the Gyro arrangement, the money can be transferred to a custodial account, or you can do your own transfer to the account. And with your approval, the money will be transferred to the employee's bank account or even the debit card instantly through API calls. So you don't need to wait for 2 or 3 days for the money to end up with employee's bank account. So these features that I mentioned for the employee runners will be available in Q4 this year. The last thing I want to talk about is localizations. I think we have used many software, especially CRM software, accounting software that are global brand. I think brands like Salesforce, like Xero, like NetSuite, that you're going to hear later on, some of them. But you don't see HR software, global brand HR software, primarily because payroll is the core module of any HR software. And payroll is complicated, it's localized, that you need to know how to calculate CPF in Singapore. If you go to Hong Kong, it's MPF. You go to Myanmar, it's different things. And the tax treatment is also different. And the fast generation required by the local agencies are all different. Even for the same banks in different countries, the bank fast formats are different. So this is a very challenging thing, right? But we are determined to tackle this market, not globally, but at least in the region. So as of now, we have payroll for Singapore, Hong Kong, Myanmar. And today we are going to launch payroll for a new country that we have worked on tirelessly for the last 1 year or more. So guess what is this country? I think as most of you probably have guessed, the most popular demand from our customer is Malaysia. Many of our customers have subsidiaries in Malaysia, and they want to use the familiar software that they know of, the familiar UI, and to be able to process payroll from Malaysia. And it's also a stone throw away from Singapore, and market itself is also quite big. So that's why we are launching payroll for Malaysia. What you are going to see right now, of course, the development is always ongoing to add more things, but at the launch, we have 6 payslip formats for you to choose. We have automated calculation for anything that you need in Malaysia, the PCB, which is the tax, and their tax is not like Singapore, it's not yearly tax, it's a monthly tax that you need to deduct from the employees' pay. And SOXOL and EPF, which is similar to our CPF, EIS, etc. And on top of this, there are requirements to generate files for submissions to the bank, for submission to the agencies. So we have done all this for you. It's similar interface as what we have in Singapore payroll, similar capability. And for the bank file, we have done 3 bank files at the launch here, and we are working hard to add more banks into the list. So if you have Malaysia subsidiaries, please contact us so that we can add you to it. We currently have a group of customers who have been waiting for this, so they are on our as part of our pilot users to try out the software. So innovation is in our brand, as you have seen, as I've demonstrated over the last 20 years, right? And in the next half an hour, 1 hour or so, you're going to hear from my colleagues other innovative products that they are going to show it to you. And we will continue to work hard to develop innovative products to provide our customer with the best user experience, best customer experience, and best employees experience. Thank you. I think we have time for questions.
Yes, thank you, Casey. So ladies and gentlemen, we have time for questions. If you have any questions, please type it in the Q&A box and Casey will be very happy to answer them. So we'll just give you a few minutes so that you can type the questions into the Q&A box. Anyone have any questions? Okay, Casey, we have a question from John Tan. In the instant payroll, what is the custodial account?
Good question. We are working with a partner who is approved by MES, so it is MES registered company. So that money will be transferred to that custodial account, and from there, the money can then be transferred out to the individual employees.
Okay, thank you, Casey. All right, so we have another question from Ong Bobo. Any security concern for debit card to be stored in the system?
I think the security is the same as any debit card, but the good things about this is that it's a virtual card. The CVV number or the security code is dynamically generated. It's not constant. So when you do it, purchase online, you don't need to worry that the credit card might be stolen because the CVV card is dynamically generated. And if you report loss, it can be instantly disabled. Number two is you can decide how much money you want to put into the debit card. So you're in control to minimize your risk in case somebody uses the debit card.
Okay.
I see a question that on the SafeClock is now linked to be able to open the door. Yes, the SafeClock device that we have has a door access, a typical magnetic door access. If you currently have a door that is controlled using a keypad or a fingerprint or any device, you can simply replace that with this device, and then you will be able to get it to open the door when a facial recognition is detected. And also when the temperature is below the threshold you set.
Okay. And Casey, we have one last question here from Ziwei. One of the struggles for payroll processing in time is getting signatories and approval. How many approvals does this instant payroll need, or can it be configured?
Yes, we are making it to be configurable so that after the payroll processing is done, the amount to be transferred to the respective accounts in the format of a report will be sent to the approving officer. And once that is approved, that money is ready to be transferred. So the moment the money is transferred to the custodial account, that money, then the employee will get paid according to the approved amount.
Okay. Do we have any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, we have one question from Mr. David. Casey, how does Just Login ensure that the software is always updated and in compliance with the local regulations?
Yes, very good questions. We are in the business of providing software, payroll software, not just to one company, but to thousands of companies. So we monitor the changes in terms of like Singapore CPF in Hong Kong, MPF in Malaysia, EPF, any changes. And our partners in the respective country, our customers will also remind us if there's anything that is regulated, but we do not have. So we have this inputs from partners, from our own people monitoring, and from customers that to make sure that we are compliant with the local regulations.
All right.
I see a question whether the payroll is in one language. No, the payroll is in multiple languages. Today we have done a full translation for payroll in English, traditional Chinese, and simplified Chinese, as well as Burmese for Myanmar market.
Okay. Any other
William
questions?
asking another question. Let me see. When will the
Yes.
classic version be phased out fully? Currently still on classic. Oh yeah, good questions. I think later on my colleague Venkat is going to show you some of the changes in Express. I know that many of our customers still love our classic interface, and I know that for all the new customers that over the last 2 years, they just love the Express because they have not experienced the classic before. But for the old customer with us for 5, 10 years, 20 years, they still love the classic interface because they are very familiar with it. But the classic was good enough to support us for the last 20 years. But moving forward, we are going to focus on Express with a modern UI, with the interface. So any enhancement we do will be only on Express, and Classic will be phased out one day soon. I know there are people who are very reluctant to move, but it will be phased out soon because we don't want to invest in the old technology. To Express is not just the UI, so do a lot of enhancement in the technologies that later on you are going to hear from Venkat what kind of technology enhancements to make it fast. Okay.
Okay, Casey, I think we can take one last question.
All right.
The temperature device can be used outdoor. How visitor info can be stored system?
Yes, the temperature device is not waterproof, but it's quite rugged. There is no opening, is completely sealed. So if you want to put it outdoor, probably not under the rain and sheltered, is suitable for that. And the next question is how are the visitors' information stored? Is it? Yeah,
Yes.
the visitor photos will be available on the web that you can see. So what you see right now is, and when the visitor take a photo, if the system cannot recognize, you just put it on the visitor page, right? But in the next upgrade, that's going to be released by October, we are going to enhance this to get the visitors to scan the QR code and enter their contact information, including mobile and NRIC for safe entry submission. And then we will then store this information, excluding the NRIC, into the visitor page, so that you can also have a log of the visitor information, who visited the company, the name, the mobile number, plus 1 or 2 other details, who are they meeting, etc.
Okay, thank you, Casey. So if there's no question, we'll move on to the next speaker. Thank you so much, Casey, for answering all the questions. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all your questions. If you say you have any further questions, you can still put in your questions in the Q&A box, and we will answer them as we go. So next, we would like to welcome Venkat, the Head of Engineering of Just Login, to share with you the journey of Just Login and the benefit that we have lined up for our clients. Over to you, Venkat.
Thank you, Patricia. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us at Just Experience 2020. Okay, I hope I am loud and clear to all of you. Yeah, so take over. All right, I have a lot of exciting more features to unveil today. But before going to that, right, it's good that there was a question about Classic and Classic to Express migration. That seems to be a very good segue into my presentation. So let's take a moment to talk about this Classic to Express journey and why it's important before we go into the new flashy features. Okay, so Express has been around for over a year, right? And still we have a lot of customers who actually ask this specific question. As a customer, I'm very accustomed to Classic, why should I just switch to Express if it is just about the looks, right? Seems to be a fair question. But the answer to this is that it's not just about the looks. There are a lot more going on the background, okay? So like Casey mentioned earlier, right? There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. And I just wanted to highlight that with this opportunity I have, okay? So number one would be core framework upgrades on the back end, all right? Let me put it to you this way, taking an analogy of a car, right? We had the classic car that has been working good for a while. Now with Express, right? We have not just repainted the car, we have actually gone under the hood to change the way the suspension works, to change the way the engine works. So coming back to Just Login, right? So in terms of core framework, right, that would mean stuffs like our pay run engine, for instance, or the overtime calculation engine as another example, or the reporting engine. So all of these engines, right, have gone through a major overhaul in the last 1 year because of Express, because Express gave us the opportunity to do that. Okay, so that's number one. Number two would be better cloud infrastructure. Okay, like Casey mentioned earlier during his keynote, right? Classic was launched 20 years ago. And the set of features and services that cloud providers offered back then were very limited back then. So, but nowadays, right, when you look at the market, when you look at, for instance, Microsoft Azure or Amazon AWS or any cloud providers, you would see that they have a lot of services to offer and a lot of cutting edge technologies to offer all on the cloud. If you stick with Classic, right, we are handicapped there. We are not able to leverage that. So when moving to Express, right, that again is a game changer. We are able to access and leverage all these latest cutting edge technologies offered by the cloud infrastructure providers. Okay. Next, going to the technological future proofing, right? Again, Classic has been a very good, robust product for the last 20 years. And now we have Express, right? What I'm trying to say here is that in Express, we have taken our time and effort to make sure that we have chosen specific technologies and very specific infrastructure so that Express would also serve us for the next 10 to 20 years. Okay, so that's future proofing. That's the confidence that we are trying to build among ourselves and the confidence that we are trying to put forth to our customers as well. Okay, so that's part of Express too. Finally, no matter how much I talk about all of the technologies here, right, there's always a human on the back end driving things, and that's where the workforce comes into the picture. So when Express started moving to newer technologies, right, we also made it a point to upskill all our the entire engineering team and also reskill them and even get them certified. So that's a major change that we undertook within the organization to support Express so that we in turn support you, our customers. Okay. Okay, so now the next question. Okay, we have gone through all this journey, but why? Why did we go through all this? How does this affect any of you on the call? Right? I would categorize the answer in three key areas. Okay, number one would be massive performance improvement. Number two would be regional products, ability to go regional across multiple countries. And number three would be the ability to have exciting new features. Okay, so let's go through it one by one. Massive performance improvement. Okay, so like I mentioned before, right, a lot of our frameworks, our engines have all gone through a major overhaul, a major revamp on our side. We have already released some of that outside so that you can feel the speed. And on the other hand, we are also working right now and alpha testing and beta testing some of the latest enhancements on the engines for Express as well. So to give you all just a glimpse of how much of an impact this framework upgrades had on the performance, right? Take a look at this. 400x, 400 times. That's the magic number here. So 400 times improvement. Okay. So on our latest attendance module framework upgrade, right? Which is right now being alpha tested within JustLogin. We were able to achieve 400 times improvement on one of the most complicated reports that we had, the summary report, okay? Earlier, this report took 14 minutes to crunch the numbers, to do all its complicated algorithms, and then give out the report. But right now, it returns within 2 seconds. Okay, that's impressive. Okay, and next, going on to the other report, right? The detailed report, also part of the same alpha tested framework upgrade. 200 times improvement over there. Okay. Then going to pay run, right? On the same graph, the process pay run has 20x improvement. Okay, 20 times the improvement. I know from the graph you can see that 20 times seems to be a small, very small number when compared to 400. But as a standalone value, right, 20x is actually quite huge. To give you some context, right, on what I'm trying to put forward, a pay run for a certain set of employees, right, that took 4.5 minutes earlier to complete, now completes within 13 seconds with the new framework. Okay, so that is actually quite powerful, though it's very small on the graph. All right. Then going to apply leave, right? A leave module that also has some framework upgrades, although a different kind of update, but still it's an overhaul over there. So with that, we have achieved 10 times the improvement on key events like leave application, leave approval, leave rejection, and so on. Okay, I hope you can see the benefit of going fully express here. We are trying really hard to make sure all these performance improvement framework upgrades are properly tested in the alpha stage, beta stage, and then we will soon be releasing all of this to you. Okay, but the point here is thanks to Express. Okay, next, going on to the second part, right? Regional products. When talking about regional products, I'm going to exclusively stick with just payroll because our payroll product, I mean, in general, a payroll product is pretty unique. The content of the product differs from country to country to a very great extent, right? Because of the statutory requirements on every country. So, given that situation, right, the easiest approach for us with all the major changes between one country and another is to actually develop all our regional payrolls as separate silos, meaning separate products outside JustLogin or separate EXEs or separate cloud offerings. So basically independent of each other. Okay. So that would be a traditional approach, right? To keep them independent and have Singapore payroll as first silo, and then have all Singapore related things there, and then Hong Kong, all Hong Kong things there, and so on. Doing it this way would be very easy to develop, very easy to architect and release. But we did not do this. We took the effort to actually come up with something really different, okay? Because if you go by this traditional approach, right, the time taken to release new features to market is going to be exponential, okay? Let me tell you why. For example, if there's a new product-wide feature, right, that we need to release, I would need to apply that for Singapore first, then test it, then release it, then go to Hong Kong, test it, release it, then go to Myanmar payroll, do the same. And by the time we go to Malaysian payroll, right, we will have a new wave of fresh enhancements and features coming up, and the cycle repeats all over again. Okay, so we have taken the effort to do this. On Express, we have actually built a really big base framework called the Common Payroll Framework. Okay, that has all the common features at the bottom as a platform. All right, and all the regional features would be an add-on on top of that. Okay, with this, right, I would say if a new feature comes in, right, we can just add it to the platform at the bottom, and then all the regions will automatically get it. Okay, so that's again a benefit of using Express here. And as Casey has unveiled earlier, right, Malaysian payroll is officially launched now. So Malaysian payroll is also probably on the Common Payroll Framework. So any new enhancements that we do to the product in as a common enhancement, right, will come to Malaysia pretty soon, pretty instantly. Okay, next, going to the exciting part of my presentation. Express gives us the ability to have exciting new features, and I have a lot of exciting features to to unravel today. Let me start one by one. Okay, so custom reports. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is custom reports. This has been a wish a lot of customers have asked us for a really long time. And this is the use case. Just Login has the payroll module, Just Login has the leave module, and so on, right? Every of this module has their own reports within the module. Okay, payroll has payroll reports, leave has leave reports, and so on. Okay, but the problem is Just Login is an integrated product, and we lack the capability to create cross-module reports, and that was a common ask with our customers. Okay, and so probably this is our answer to that. I'm going to play this video so that you can take a look. On the screen, right, we can just type in the title of the custom report, and then on the bottom you see a lot of groups, right? Personal details group, and then you have a lot of fields there, which you can just drag and drop. That's it. Then you can go to the payroll group, and then you can search for the field, or you can just even find the field over there in payroll details, drag and drop. Then go to the leave group, do the same, and then so basically you get the picture, right? It's just drag and drop all the way. You customize your own report, and once that's done, right, you can add a whole bunch of filters on top of that. Okay, so here based on the religion, you can add a filter, and then okay, so you see that report over there is actually fully dynamically created. Okay, and once that is done, you can save the report and you can publish it so that your colleagues or anyone can also access the report over there. Okay, the same structure. So this is very powerful when you want to customize a very specific format of report. Okay, and not to worry, we have also taken access rights into consideration. So don't worry that, oh, so the payroll fields are here, which means that can anyone just access the payroll fields? That is not the case. Only the relevant members, relevant admins with the right access rights will be able to see the fields. Okay, and right now we have 100 fields across the entire product. Okay, all added, and we will be constantly working to add more fields so that the administrators can drag and drop and create their own reports. Okay, right now the custom reporting, this module is under beta testing, which means some of the customers on the call might have already tried this before, but this is the first time we are unveiling it publicly to everyone. So feel free to let us know if you want to try this out. Okay, next. Our classic e-staff module, right, is taking on a new look, a new feel, and a new name. We are proudly announcing Just People, which is the express version of our e-staff classic module. Okay, so to the members who have already used e-staff in classic, right, you might know what it is about. For the benefit of others, let me give you a small briefing about it. So e-staff is basically our employee data management system. So employee data repository, in other words. So in e-staff, right, as an administrator, you'll be able to add in specific details about employees, like the employees' bio information, contact information, dependents, emergency contacts, skills, certifications, previous employment, and so on. So all of that can be added there. And so far, we had that only in Classic. The screen you're seeing right now is the first time we are showing this out. This is the Express version of the scene. So you are seeing the card layout of all the employees on the screen. So we can see all the employees there. And then after clicking on one of the employees, right, you would be taken into that employee's profile page. You'll be able to see the My Info section where the basic information, address, and other personal information can all be entered over there. Pretty much similar to Classic. Okay, so in Classic also we have the same My Information tab, and this is the Express counterpart. Next, going to employment, we have the employment history and other employment records over there, also similar to Classic. We are moving that to Express. And finally, with training, on the training tab, the employees can actually key in any trainings that they are interested in, and yeah, they can just key in there. Now, you might ask, oh, are you just taking everything from Classic and just copying it over to Express? The answer to that is no. We have a few more offerings as well. Introducing for the first time secure key folder management. Okay, this was not there in eStaff Classic. This is something new that we are bundling as part of our Express Just People. Okay, and what this tries to solve is actually on the slide that you see. In a typical HR setup, right? The room would have cabinets like these with a lot of P files, P folders about employees all over there. Okay, and that would have all the confidential information, salary information, resumes and stuff all over there. And then you'll be locking it to keep it secure so that no one else has access to that, right? In Just Login, we are trying really hard to make this disappear. Okay, so introducing the secure P folder management system. What you see on the screen is actually the document management system that we are going to release in Q4. Okay, so let me give you a use case of how this will work. The gentleman smiling on the left, right, is Derek. He's the HR manager, and he has like 20 employees under him, right? And if he wishes to upload a new P file, right, he can just click on the employee that he wishes. Say Peter Lim here. He can open the profile of the employee, and then after opening the profile, right, and clicking on documents, you would see what I'm showing right now. So you would have all the folders over there, all the personal files, secure files, all over there. And so stuff like salary division letter, contact details, etc. So all of that can be added there. Okay, and Derek can actually read those things, or if he has the access, he can actually add more files to it, edit them as well. Okay, but fret not, all the documents added here, right, are still confidential. Peter cannot access them yet. Okay, unless given the rights by Derek, Peter will not know what documents the HR is holding relating to him. Okay. Now, there might be a question from some of you on the call saying that, hey, there are a lot of cloud storage providers out there. We can just sign up with them, and we will get a few GB or a few TB of storage space for free. And I can actually upload tons of documents there. Why should I choose this over that? Right? That's a fair question. The answer to that is that this is very much tailor-made for the HR use case. Okay, we are not providing you one huge repository or one bucket to store all the files. This is very much employee-centric. We are giving you independent repositories for each employee. Okay, so if Derek has 20 employees, right, we'll be giving you 20 separate places to upload the folders, the P files relating to each of those specific employees. Okay. Apart from that, there's also complete integration and context continuity here, which means after logging into Just Login, right, I don't need to get up from my seat and then go to the actual physical cabinet, or I don't need to open another browser window to go to the third-party storage providers. Once I log in, I can open up Peter's profile, and then I can just go into all the details, right? I can see his leave details, his payroll details, and now we can also see his P files. Okay, it's all integrated. The context is continuous and fluid here. Okay, so the other advantage of doing this is that during this COVID period, right, this enables remote working. Having physical cabinets is going to restrict everyone a lot, and you would need to travel back to office to get the files and so on, which would not be the case anymore. Okay, once you digitize everything and add it here, right, you just log in and then it's there. Everything is there already. Okay, so that's the documents, the P folder management system we are going to introduce. And as part of this, right, we are also going to introduce something called the notes. Before explaining it as a feature, right, let me talk through a use case with an example. So a usual appraisal cycle lasts from 1 year to the next, right? And between that year, there can be a lot of activities happening for the employee. And there can be a lot of instances where HRs need to take note of what's happening, all right? So for example, right, say the employee here, Peter Lim, has contributed extensively for a project and he has excelled very much on that. Just take note here, that's all. You just add a note here and it stays there, okay? And then if the employee has been consistently late for a while, take a note here, okay? It all stays there on a timeline, all those notes. And at the end of the year, right, looking back, you can see the entire history of notes that you have taken up about the employee so that you can fairly evaluate him, or you can remind yourself that, oh, this employee has done all of this in the last year. Okay, So both of these are part of this secure P folder management offering that we are giving, bundled with Just People. Okay, these are on its final stages of development, and this is a preview right now. We are aiming to launch all of this Just People Express with the secure P folder management Q4 2020. Okay, next, a really flashy feature, the organization chart. Okay, so most of you might already know that we are having a field called supervisor on our system. So far that field has just been a data point, and you can fill it up. Later you can go there and you can refer to it. That's it, right? Not anymore. We have added the algorithm on the back end to make use of that supervisor field to generate a tree structure, a hierarchy on our side, okay? And then on Express, right, we have the front-end technology to actually visually interpret all of that, okay? That's what you're seeing on the screen. So you can now see the entire organization structure with the single page. Okay, this item is also on its beta right now. Some of the customers on the call can already see it. For the others, if you would like to try it, just let us know. Next, SyncPass QR login, also part of Express. Without Express, we wouldn't have had the capability to connect with GovTech for this very good project. Okay, this has been out for a while right now. A lot of you might have already seen this. Some of you might actually be using it, right? So in Express, we have actually upgraded the framework to make this handshake with GovTech and get the information from GovTech to actually sign you on seamlessly. Next, Just Expense. This is our mobile app extends exclusive, and this has just finished its beta run, and it's actually open to public. Some of you might have already used this. Basically, it's a expense management app that fully works on a mobile. Okay, it has a lot of really cool features within it, like automated receipt scanning with OCR, maps, and then distance calculation, etc., etc. So it's quite good, and it integrates very heavily with Express, okay, via APIs. So again, so thanks to Express, we are having this seamless integration with this mobile app, okay. And finally, the APIs, okay. So Express is not just within Just Login; it extends outside as well. So apart from the benefits that it's offering within Express, right, we have actually extended a lot of APIs externally with market standard protocols, so that a lot of our partners can actually make use of this to connect to us. Okay, and it's not just one way, it will pave the pathway for us to connect with other partners in the future as well. So Chuhao later will be talking a lot more about partner integrations about this, but this is pretty much I have to showcase today. I hope all of you have enjoyed the new features that we have released just now, and I hope we all can adopt Express. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkat. All right, so Venkat, I think we have time for some Q&A questions. So we have two questions here. So the first one will be from Baoling. When will SyncPass login be available for mobile app?
SyncPass login for mobile app. It's kind of a challenge on our side to get it seamlessly working both on the Express and also on the mobile app. So we're working on it already. So I would say sometime later this year, right, we will be able to get it up on the app.
Okay, thank you, Venkat. Thank you, Baoling, for your question. So we have another question from John. Can the P folder management feature be linked to or integrated with performance management apps?
Performance management. Sorry, let me try to understand that question. Which one is it? Oh, okay. Can you repeat the question, Patricia?
Okay, can the P folder management feature be linked or to integrated with performance management application?
Yeah, so we already have a deep level of integration with one of our partners, Synergita for performance management. So the experience right now would be seamless in the sense that you can log into one system and you can go into others. So that includes the key folder management system as well. So that's the kind of integration we want to start off with first, before going into a deeper integration on a module level, just between the key folder management and Synergita. So yeah, we'll keep this in mind. We don't have this right now, but we'll keep this in mind.
Okay, so next up, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome Chu Hao, the COO of Just Login, whereby he will be sharing with you the Just Login's new application marketplace and our partners that will be supporting our clients to run their business effectively. Chu Hao, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all dry in this cold and wet weather. So thanks for joining us today for this Just Experience 2020. This is probably our first time we're doing this virtually for our user conference, and I hope the previous speakers have provided a bit of insights into what we've been doing, right? So as you all can see, despite being cooped up working from home over the last 2 or 3 months, or actually last half a year, we've been very busy, right? We have rolled out quite a bit of new technologies, new stuff. So now it's my turn to kind of share with you what else we've been busy with, right? So what else have we been up to? I mean, one of the key things that you're probably looking at is like, yeah, there's quite a lot of work. I mean, given we're not a very big team, so you can imagine the days and nights that we have been, you know, since we're trying to keep our customers happy, looking to using this opportunity to look into the horizon and see what's up there. So one of the few key things that we have kind of looked at is the fact that we have been building all these new applications out in the market, right? I mean, everything from you know, what Casey has shared, what Venkat has shared, you see that we've been building towards this vision of a whole HR platform, where you have almost everything you kind of need in a system, like payroll, leave, just expense, and you can see that we have upcoming modules like just people and just benefit, which is expected in Q1 in 2021. So this is, however, the challenge with the HR space is that it's a huge domain. Everything from, you know, from payroll to leave management, even to recruitment, to performance management. It is a huge domain that it's almost, I would say, it's pretty impossible to build everything. So if we were to build everything, it would take us maybe another 50 years before we can get to the stage where we say that we've covered everything. So it's a challenge that we looked at, and we feel that, you know, the problems that you see and the HR domain is always evolving, and it's not possible for technology or a single vendor to catch up with all these new developments. So I'd like to announce that as of today, we're launching our own app store. Right? You can check out this site, justlogin.com/apps, and you can see today all the apps that we currently integrate into. Right? So one of the key things that we figure is that, you know, since the domain is so big, and we want to showcase all the different apps that you can actually, that is really working well with Just Login. So if you look at such integrations with other vendors, you know, it's not a very easy process. Okay, it requires you know, both parties to sit down and to evaluate the use case, to look at all these how popular these apps are, whether or not our customers are using it, and some of it is that we personally use it ourselves within Just Login. So these apps that's on our place are carefully curated. Okay, they're thoroughly evaluated by our own team. We use them internally, some of them, And we make sure that HR needs it and the use case makes sense, right? The whole integration is nicely done so that the user journey is kind of flawless and seamless. And the best thing is that it needs to be integrated so the information that you enter in one system can be sent over to the other and vice versa. And hopefully and as well as stretches across multiple domains like from payments to accounts and so forth. So these app stores decisions are not something that we just put it out there like the Apple App Store. It's a little bit more different because these are enterprise systems brought together. So to bring a more seamless experience to your company. So to give you just a quick overview of kind of partners that we have currently on App Store will be things like, for accounting purposes would be Xero, QuickBooks, even Oracle NetSuite, because for more enterprise customers, Oracle NetSuite, I'm glad to announce that as of today, very soon we'll be launching the Oracle NetSuite integration. On payment front, we have integration with credit card payment players like Reed, CardUp, and Matchmove. I'll go into details a little bit more later. And performance management, we have like Synergita, and even the recruitment side, we have Recruiter Power. So these are just a sample of the initial partners that we brought on our App Store. And we will definitely see more in the coming months and quarters. So just to give a quick summary of what this integration might look like, and you can understand how complicated these integrations can be. Take a look at Oracle NetSuite integration. We have made it in such a way that it's through a click of a button, just a checkbox within Just Login. You can activate the integration within Just Login, and from there we will be able to bring you to a screen which then you can map the different accounting ledger in NetSuite. So this will make you a very smooth finance, accounting to payroll integration, whereby once you've done your pay runs, all the expense, all the benefits claim, etc., can actually flow straight into a ledger within NetSuite itself. Similarly, we've done the same integration with Xero and for QuickBooks. So for people who are already using these two platforms, all these few platform accounting systems that you have, we're working towards an integration to all of them. Other things you might want to consider is the fact that you can now, with our partnership with CardUp, you can actually pay salaries through a credit card. So we have built a credit card format for CardUp so that you can actually generate the pay runs, and with that generate your relevant bank files and upload it straight into CardUp to do payment of salaries via a credit card. So that way you can earn points at the same time and paying salaries and get 30 days credit. So I think hopefully with this collaboration, it brings a lot of value, especially for companies who probably have needs of tighter cash flow management. Such a collaboration hopefully should bring more value to our customers who need such a service. So we will definitely be working deeper with companies like CardUp to make it a more deeper integration, like what Casey has discussed, instant pay runs, instant payments, and so forth. We will probably do an API integration, but this is generally our first step. And for companies who use performance management, we're pleased to announce that we have integrated into Synergita. So you can do now performance management straight from Just Login. So for imagine within Just Login, through a click of a button, you are immediately logged into Synergita. And from Synergita itself, the user's information is also synchronized into Synergita. So you do not need to retype the data in two separate systems. Right, so imagine if you use employee data already in Just Login, all the same information will be pumped into Synergita, and this data will be synchronized. And on top of that, there's also a single sign-on process. So one password, one username, and that's it. Enough to connect these two systems together. So this is the kind of integration that you can see that make this experience, this journey between these systems a lot more seamless. Another area to look at is that we're also working with a recruitment applicant tracking system like Recruiter Pal, which allows you to simplify the whole onboarding process. So imagine you have already managed recruitment, you manage recruitment on Recruitment Pal. Next thing you know, when the person's onboarded and hired, you just need to click onboarding and immediately you'll be sent into just login itself. So what's happening on the horizon? I'm pleased to announce that we have also established new partnerships, like some of these partners that you see, Advance, Stashaway, Grab Jobs. This is just a sample of the few partnerships that we have lined up that you will see in the coming months that will start to integrate with our platform. So we hope to keep the platform nicely working with all the other vendors so that HR will have a much better experience. So in the event that you need a solution from another system, that's the plan. The idea is to make it your HR journey a lot more seamless and simple. Okay, so thank you for the time. So this, I'll move on to the next.
Thank you so much, Chu Hao. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, you can still type in the Q&A box. So next up, I would like to invite Venkat so that he can actually answer a few of your questions. So if you have any questions, type it out and Venkat will be answering them now. So instead of typing it out at the chat box, please type it out at the Q&A box. So Venkat, you there? All right.
Hello all again.
So Venkat, we have a few questions from the floor. So the first one will be, will there be any plan for digital template job application form that could pop into Express instead of HR personnel manually to input employees' basic details?
Template, okay. That's a bit of a subjective, right? So we are actually working on a lot of integrations right now, like Juha mentioned with partners as well. So one of that would include Recruiter Pal, also close to this context, right? So that would help in actually importing employees' details more faster and then synchronizing it into our system easier. So that's the way I see it right now.
Okay, so we have another question for GPS. Can capture employees, say drivers, while they are traveling?
Sorry, can capture what? Employees?
Employees, just say that the drivers, when they are traveling, can the GPS capture them?
Not really, right?
I think Kestan, it's a question from Kestan, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I can just ask, Kestan, are you actually looking at live capturing the location, or maybe if you can explain further, then Venkat will be happy to assist you on that. Okay, so she said not necessarily live, so perhaps end of the day.
Okay, got it.
Can we see where he traveled?
Oh, if it's just about the GPS, right? Not about anything else. If it's just about his location and his path, yes, we can.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Kestan. And we have another question from Sophia. I have been using eForm on Classic for staff to submit their reimbursement claims. I noticed that under Express, I don't have that feature.
Yeah, thanks for highlighting that. You highlighting it here, right, has increased the priority even more. So it's one of a common ask that we have been getting all along. But the challenge here is eForm is a slightly more complicated product with really dynamic forms, right? So it's there on the pipeline, but yeah, we need to do our due diligence before we quickly move that. So yeah, it's there on the pipeline, but we might not be able to give a timeline right now.
All right. Anyone else have any question for Venkat? Anything else? You can just type it there. Okay, so we have one more. Is the EP file searchable? Can search for words, for example.
Yeah, of course, of course. We will have ways to search the folders and words as well. In fact, we were planning to have a video on that, but it didn't make it to the last cut of this presentation. So yes, you can.
All right, thanks, Venkat. Any other question for Venkat, ladies and gentlemen? Anything else you all want to ask Venkat? All right, I think we have one question for KC. Thanks, Venkat. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question for Casey, you can just type it in the box and Casey will be happy to answer them. All right, Casey, welcome back.
Hello, hi.
Okay, so we have a question from Pui Ling. I have a question for Casey. For the Safe Clock device, the video which you shared, we can scan our temperature, auto check-in, and the office door will auto open. How about our office door is linked with security system?
I think it's independent. What the Safe Clock device do is to send a 5-volt signals to the door access controller to open the door. So if your door is connected to a security access system and is forced open, I think that is managed by another sensor that would then trigger the alarm. Our office also has the security system that is separate. So we don't need to touch that because that one is linked to another sensor. So if the door is locked and it's being forced open, then the alarm will sound. So every time we come in first thing in the morning, we need to disarm the security system when we go off. So they are independent systems. Right? The device is just to send like a typical door access system, send a 5-volt signal to the controller, say open the door, open for 5 seconds, open for 10 seconds.
Okay, and we have another question. I think Ang Bobo has repeatedly asked us this question 2 to 3 times. Okay, do we need to buy additional license for performance system?
Yes, for performance system is offered by our partners, Synergita. So do stay back to listen to their presentation. So that is a separate system. What we provide is that we provide a seamless integration. So if you sign up with the performance management system, number one, your employee do not have to log in separately. You just go to just login, click that button, and then you will log into the system. And when you add a new employee or remove a resigned employee, you will automatically remove from that system. So it's synchronized. But it's a separate system that you need to subscribe to.
Okay, thanks Bobo for your question. And next one is from Yok Swen. Will the Express alert us on work pass holder expiry date or renewal?
Good questions. Actually, this feature is already available in even the Classic. So when we move to Express, it's there. You just need to put the expiry date. I think currently we monitor a few dates. Your date of birth, your resignation date, confirmation date, work pass expiry date, and then you can control how many days before or after that date you want to receive a notification and what's the content of the notification and who you want to notify. So all these features are there to remind you for things like work pass expiry date.
All right, one last question. For Safe Clock, is there a backup battery in the event of power outage?
Safe Clock is not run by, you need to connect that to a socket, power socket. So in the event of outage, I think a typical magnetic door access system will have the kind of a break glass things that you can break glass and open the door. So that is out of our control. It's your actually door access systems. For our case, we have a little green box with a glass. So if in case of anything, we just break the glass. But we never had to do it for many years. So, so that is it's more to do with the backup system of the door access systems.
All right, thank you so much, Casey, for answering all the questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard from 3 of our speakers. We hope you found this morning session to be informative. So if you have any further question, do type in your questions in the Q&A box, and our team will be happy to assist you moving on. All right, so next up, we will be having a breakout session, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see in the screen, there are 3 sessions that will be conducted at the same time. All right, so the first one will be an app partner showcase, whereby you'll get a preview of Just Login app integration from 5 different partners. Okay, and for the second one will be a CX session, whereby our team will be sharing about Just Login's beta programs, and you will have a chance to give feedback on what new features you would like to see. And for the third one will be a product demo. So whereby you can have all your questions answered by our dedicated sales team and have an in-depth look into Just Login's HR modules in whole. Right, so if you would like to stay on for the app partner showcase, please stay on in this particular Zoom link, okay, because the app partner showcase will be held in this Zoom link, whereby if you'd like to move on to the CX section or the product demo session, the link is down there in the chat box. Okay, just click on the link and will be directed towards to the our other sessions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we hope to see you there. Please join our team, and all the session will start at 11 o'clock sharp. So please get your coffee, go for your toilet break, and we'll see you back here at 11. Thank you so much for your time.